Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Oh,
About a week late, but
no, it's Christmas.
it's still Christmas. Because we're Catholics. So of
That's
course.
how it works. 12 days of Christmas come after Christmas.
And we're still in the octave of Christmas. Octave.
Octave. We're pretty good Catholics.
So of course we had to watch a very supernatural Christmas.
Yes. Which, I feel like they could have called it A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Copyright.
I guess. I don't know.
A Nightmare Before Christmas. The Nightmare Before... whatever. So, 1 year ago, a boy and his grandpa at Christmas.
Yeah.
Poor grandpa.
Poor grandpa. Well, apparently he deserved it-ish.
No, I don't think so. I kind of thought that maybe it was a, people who deserved it thing, but
It wasn't.
no.
Their targets seemed specific.
It was the males.
The males. Okay. All right.
But they never really explained it.
No. Because they didn't specify exactly who they were dealing with at any point, did they?
Well, they did at the end, but it didn't really make a whole lot of sense. So you kind of go in thinking it's Krampus. But and Krampus, his whole target is, naughty people. But it doesn't end up being the case. So.
And they mention him. They mention a few.
Lore and whatever.
They called them anti-clauses, which I had never heard that term before, but checks out.
So they end up in Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Which that popped up, and I was like, that seems made up. And apparently not.
No.
Sure, okay. Ypsilanti.
And there's Escanaba. Ypsilanti. So
Midwest things.
the boys are interviewing a woman whose husband disappeared after they heard a thud on the roof, and they're leaving, and she's like, what am I going to tell my daughter? Sam is like, we're very sorry. You're right. Damn, Sam, that's cold.
Yeah, it was just like, she was kind of pleading with them with her eyes, and they just kind of look at her, and Sam just, we're very sorry. And just done. Like, whew, okay. Basically telling her, no, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
Because Sam knew something.
He found a tooth in the chimney.
Yeah, it's not a great
In the
sign.
fireplace.
Presumably.
I don't think he went up into the chimney. So they go into this anti-clause theory. They go to the one place where they know, because there's two victims. They go to the one place where they know the two victims went, which was like a Christmas Santa village.
Santa's village. It's like a terrible Santa's village. Even the sign welcoming you there, Santa looked like angry. And they go in, it's like really dingy.
Yeah, and the Santa's just creepy and whatever. Lol, Moose has a stare down with the reindeer statue.
Yeah. Sam just kind of like looks at this reindeer statue and it's like all cross-eyed, just staring at him, and he goes into a flashback.
Minnie Dean is not a great actor.
Shut up about Mom! Like, I don't know, the way he delivered that line is just like, okay.
So, yeah, I mean, they get into, one of their past experiences with Christmas.
At this point, Sam doesn't know what John does. They just move around a lot. Dad's not around very much.
Yeah. So we flash back to the present, and yeah, that's a creepy ass Santa. They get greeted by one of the elves, and they're like, "Oh, do you have a child here to see Santa?" And Dean's like, "No, but this guy's wanted to see him." Sam's like,
dreaming of this day.
Like, well, you have to be 12. And Sam was like, "No, we're just here to watch." Ew.
Ew.
It's like, okay, yeah, but have you seen your Santa?
Right? Like, come on, lady. You.
So the lore says that Krampus walks with a limp and smells like candy. So the creepy ass Santa walks past them. He's got a limp and they smell candy. So they decide to stake him out. Dean refers to him as Saint Nicotine.
He's living in a trailer and kind of looks out the window, closes the curtains, and
bust in, and
they hear a woman make noise. They're like, "A scream! Let's go!" And as they're getting ready to bust in, Sam starts chuckling, and Dean's like, "What?" And Sam's like, "Well, you're all about Christmas, and you might have to blow Santa away."
They're busting, and creepy ass Santa is drunk, getting high, and watching some Christmas porn. So
Mistle my toe, roast my chestnuts, jingle my bells. Innuendo's fun.
They try to sing Silent Night.
And he's just drunk and high enough to buy it, and they just kind of like
exit left, stage left.
Don't know the words. They just kind of edge away. So that's a bust.
Yeah. So then, switch scenes to a kid who is creeping down the stairs because he hears a thud on the roof. Santa,
you're early.
And creepy ass Santa comes out. Like, you don't see his face at all, but you get your first appearance of the real monster. Drags Dad away, and the kids are just like,
just standing there.
Think that this Krampus whatever is gonna go for the kid, but he reaches around, takes a cookie.
Takes a cookie with a very human hand.
Like you do.
Like you do. Eats it very messily, and then turns around and kills the dad in the bag.
Yo, poor kid.
Poor kid. That's gonna stick with you.
Yeah. So they go to interview this wife, this third victim, and she's got a shiner. So I think that's why you kind of think that maybe
it was a wife beater. So.
Yeah, but she said she got hit during the attack. So yeah, that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they left it a little bit intentionally vague. Maybe to throw you off the scent, or maybe to kind of let you draw your own conclusions.
Could go either way.
I've heard it both ways.
So Sam notices the victim 3 had the same kind of wreath as victim 2. They call Bobby, and Bobby says it contains meadowsweet, which is basically pagan catnip. So people sacrifice to this being in exchange for wild weather. Nice cover for filming outside with no snow on the ground.
Yeah, just because, they don't film around the holidays necessarily, so it was...
Or in the actual locations where they're supposed to be.
Right. So I guess that could have been a cover, too. They just could have said they were, in Arizona or something, but...
But they film in Canada, as we learned in the French mistake.
Right. So there probably would have been snow. So, it's a nice cover.
Yeah, so...
Although, the first attack happened in Seattle, so do this couple move around?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So they get into Dean's insistence on recreating Christmas and Sam's defiance of it, and it goes back to the overall plot line for this particular season, which is Dean has a year to live.
And was that a Crossroads thing, or was it a curse or an illness?
I think it was the Crossroads thing. This is my last year. Right. I mean, I'll be...
Yeah. They haven't done much dying yet at this point, so they don't know that, whatever.
Yeah. they don't know God's overall plan for them, Chuck's overall plan for them, and all that stuff. So, flashback to when Sam and Dean are kids, and Sam finds John's book and basically gets Dean to tell him that yes, monsters are real. Yes, we have to pause. I must pee and we need a refill.
So there will be a part 2, even though it's not super long.